All right, I'm just chilling here on the floor. Got a hunk of clay. Nope, I got a hunk of clay. I'm gonna go over how to make a pinch pot. What I do. It's fine. You do your own thing. You do you. So just chilling on the floor. So got a ball of clay. Ripped it off a big hunk in a bag. Oh my goodness, there's a lot of dust coming off of this right now. So kind of pat it into a ball. I like to do that. Kind of sneak up on the form. Let me look this. Leaves up. Oh, you get nice and dirty. Spread dirt all around your friend's house. But they're not here and they don't know about it. And they don't have to know about it. I got this nice ball of clay. I like to use my thumb and kind of go in and drill a little hole. Most of the way down, leaving maybe like that much ish. Yeah, ooh, more or less, but it's the same. I don't know, half inch or so. So then you end up with like that kind of thing going on. Isn't that cool? And then it's called pinch pot because you pinch. So you take your thumb and your fingers and pinch it. At least that's what I do. You can do whatever you want. It's your pot. So I just pinch and rotate and pinch and rotate and pinch and rotate. And I just continue that. I'm working from the bottom here and I'm not super concerned about a whole lot of stuff. I'm just sitting, chilling, thinking about woodpeckers and nuthatches and goldfinches and blue jays and then all the squirrels eating the bird seed and the chipmunks. And why are there so many chipmunks? And how messy birds are. They just like fucking throw all the seeds out. Listen to music. You can listen to a podcast. You can watch TV. You don't even need to look. You can just like, just go by feel. And I'll start from the bottom and go to the top, kind of like Drake. You know that? That's a throwback, Drake. Not Drake's new stuff, Drake's old stuff. So you just started from the bottom, and now you're here at the rim. Hilarious. Drakes are also a bird. 5 points to name the species or subspecies or familiar. I don't know. Whatever. Doesn't matter. We're making pinch pots because this is ceramics class. So just pinching and thinning and pinching and thinning. I'm just taking my time, making a little pot. So I got that so far. We're trying to get the, well, maybe you should. Maybe you should try to get the walls consistent. I like to have my walls consistent thickness and pretty thin. It's going to make the firing process go a lot easier. It's going to make it a more pleasant form, nicer to hold, nicer to look at. Some people say, oh, leave it the thickness of your pinky. And I'm like, no, that's too thick. Have you seen my pinky? It's huge. And the pot's so small. And that's heavy. So I try and thin it out a little more. I'm just working and working and working and working and working. I'm going to go up here to the rim and kind of squeeze it. Maybe I want it to go back in a little bit. It's not going to go in very much, but I can get it to go in a little. It is easier to get it to go out rather than to compress it back in. And I'm sneaking up like a ninja on the form in its whole. I'm not like doing one part to get it there and then doing another part. I'm not like bringing this part up, bringing this part up. I'm just kind of like working it all and kind of like coaxing it and kind of herding it. Maybe it's like herding cattle. If you've ever herded cattle out in like Wyoming or whatever, you take the whole herd. You don't like bring one cow up at a time. It's a whole herd thing. It's more efficient that way. It works a lot better. Just pinch, 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 pinch. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. Cool, 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 cool. A little thicker right there. So where it's thicker, I'll squeeze a little harder. Where it's thinner, I won't squeeze as hard. And I'm kind of working on it like that. You can see it's kind of floppy, flippity flop, flippity flop. So when you get it to kind of the thickness that you like, you can put it out in the sun for a little bit. You can use a hair dryer. You can use a fan. You can blow on it like it was a cup of coffee. That's going to be the worst of all those cases. It's not going to be efficient. You're going to get lightheaded, but maybe it'll increase your lung capacity. I don't know. So just thinning. Maybe this would be like a nice ice cream bowl or something. Still working on it. Still a little thick right here, so I'm just going to keep working and thinning and working and thinning and working and thinning and working and thinning and pinching and squeezing and pinching and squeezing and working and thinning and pinching and squeezing. And then you're like, oh man, did I do that other task that I wanted to do today? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I'm making pots right now. Pinchity pinch, pinch, pinch. It's getting larger. It's getting thinner. It's feeling a little better. Trying to get those walls nice, even, and consistent. This might be a really nice ice cream bowl. Or like salsa, or other like dippy things. What's the thing with the carrots? It's got dill in it. Whatever that is. You can put some aioli in here. Oh yeah. This is gonna be like a little more of a flat bottom kind of thing, but that feels pretty good. I'm gonna sit this out in the sun for some amount of time, and then I'll continue working on it. All right, so put this out in the sun. It was sitting there for, I don't know, 15, 20, 25 minutes, and it's much firmer. It doesn't stretch so much. So this feels pretty good. The thickness feels pretty good. And now I can just spend a little time smoothing out the surface. So just hold it and you can see, I don't know if you can see like little cracks. Maybe it's too bright because the sun's in it. Oh boy, the sun shifted because I waited and I took some time and then it shifted, and now I can't see it because it's bright. Little cracks, and you can smooth them out with your finger. So I can adjust the surface a little bit. Might also put a little texture in it. Let's see what it can do. Against the table here. Chilling on the floor like you do when you don't have any chairs, or just because you don't want to sit in them anymore because you've been sitting in them all day. So I'm just going to take my thumb and kind of do this little motion here. I can do it consistently throughout the entire piece. It's going to have a nice little texture. Maybe it has like some kind of acorn squash texture, like some like board going on. I think that's pretty good for like think about organic shapes. Getting towards fall. It's pretty cold the other morning. Taking my time, being consistent, working on my accents, you know, like you do when you got nothing else going on. You're just sitting on the floor working on some paint pots. Oh, goodness. Smoothing out the surface textures, you know, it's all good. I didn't really care how it ended, and maybe there's a little awkward space in there, but that's fine. I'll just squeeze another little gap in there. I'm gonna take my finger and kind of cruise around the rim. Make pumpkin. Do they make pumpkin ice cream? It'd be good ice cream for this if they make it. It's probably not a very good ice cream. But what do I know? I've never had it. Can't knock it till you try it. Better try that before you start, you know, critiquing it in a negative way. All right, sure. Use your thumbnail. As this dries out a little more, it's still flexible. Quicker. But if it dries out a little more, kind of feels like leather or nice hard cheddar cheese. Maybe out the Parmesan, you can use a smooth stone and you can burnish the surface just by rubbing the stone around, make it shine, which is pretty cool. Gets all the platelets the clay is made out of and lines them all up, and it reflects the light. Pretty cool. But you know, just working on it, smoothing it out, doing some stuff. Inside texture's all right. I'm not worried about that much. Do a little bit. Looks pretty good inside. Outside is more prone to cracking than the inside. And then when you're totally finished with it and you're like, all right, I've done all I want to do. You just kind of set it down and you let it dry out. You could also squeeze it into different shape if you want. You can kind of manipulate it, keep it round, turn it squarish, make a triangle, heart, stately tetrahedron, you know, whatever. It's up to you. It's your work. You can do whatever. You can add on to it, but that's how you make a pinch pot. And I'm just going to sit this down like there. And I'm just going to let it dry. So there's a pinch pot. Do what you want. All right, see ya.